Do you like fast characters? Characters that demand perfection but reward you with incredible mind-melting pressure? Most importantly, do you also hate yourself? Congratulations, this is your character. Millia is the big-body, quick-cross, multi-layered mix-up master for those who want more mental frame advantage than a psychic cinematographer. The first step to playing Millia is accepting that you're playing Millia. A lot of the people calling her the bottom bitch of the tier list have fallen off the game, had their mind changed, or climbed past floor 6. Doesn't change that you're playing a buxom shard of glass. Between low HP, bad neutral buttons, and difficult technical execution, you can often feel like you're getting a train ran on you by the whole roster when you pick her up. That's called sucking. Don't worry, it's natural. So what does she do? Millia's gameplay loop is setting up tandem top and going to mixes. There's a lot of options and I'm not the person to learn all of them from. Go check out Lord Knight for that. He's single-handedly convinced most of the community that this misplaced fighter's character can hang with the rest of the roster. Basic gist is you cross over, fake crossing over, come down with an overhead, or land, then go into a low. Feel free to get creative with it. The more used to playing against Millia people are, the more you get away with it. Some people have gotten scary good at reacting to her set play, so need to adapt to each person you fight. The nice part of Millia is that most of her combos come from the same setup, so they're very consistent to land once you get them down. They will also consistently get bursted. Learn to bait it or cry for burst nerfs on Reddit, both options may work. For now, Millia both gives a lot of burst bar, doesn't really have combos that you avoid getting hit by it, so you just have to play around it as best you can. Be careful not to autopilot. Heavy tandem top is the last thing you want coming out after your blocked sweep. Punishments range from getting 6P'd to supered, or even full comboed if someone has bothered to lab the matchup. But most of you are probably going to play against apes, so all the complexity I spoke on is just fluff. Get ready for people to never stop mashing, burst you out of the first hit of your combos, and speaking of, here are the characters that can and will DP out of your Oki. If you read it, you could jump after disc then punish with your regular combo, except against Kai, his will go too high. You have to block it. If you block it, you could also attempt to punish, but it's a little bit tight on some of them, especially Soul. If you don't make them stop, I promise they won't. Usually you could keep them honest by stuffing it once or twice, but don't forget they have it. Also important are Invincible Supers. They offer a powerful option out of your mix if you aren't ready, and can, and will, no matter how hard you try, steal games off of you. It's best to accept that now. This mechanic I affectionately call getting arcsist. It's just how the game works. If you read it, you can punish it by blocking, just like a DP, except for Potemkin. If you don't get a sweep knockdown, he has time for this on a cross-up. Other exceptions are up to you to find. Put it off long enough, let's talk about her neutral. Her button options are lackluster to say the least. Mainly, her close slash and kick are what you want to try to fish for. She isn't your one-option wonder with a get-in plan that revolves around using one move and roaming it. It's like a featherweight punching up in weight class. Movement, footsies, and sneaking past invisible hitboxes to land clean hits is the only way you're going to win. A trade is not your friend. If you hear the words counter, land it on you clean. Feel like Millia may as well make this sound. Air dash around, capel in when you think you have an opening, and don't be predictable with it. Big reason why people believe Millia to be bottom tier on launch is because when a bad Millia goes against a Ram or Soul of equal skill, Millia will almost always lose. Millia's specials are mainly supplementary to her tandem top mixes. Hair car could be used for combos, or to fly across the screen with a low if you have no respect for your opponent. Her special dash could be used to cross through people if you think they've died mid-match, or more likely to sneak in grabs if you catch them falling asleep in a block string. Remind them that this isn't fighters, and grabs are very much relevant. Turbo Fall was pretty bad, but now you could cancel it, making it slightly less bad. I'm sure there's some sauce with it, but it still feels like a gimmick. Her forward heavy slash can let you get tricky by canceling into air specials on the first hit, and it'll crush grabs. So, use it on wake up if you really get a hard read. Bad Moon is a fast overhead slash suicide button. Lust Shaker exists, and people swear it's not bad while also never using it. Take that as you will. Your supers are decent. Usually the bar is better spent on Romans, but they're there and worth talking about. Winger is your only invincible reversal. It's mostly used for wall breaks, but it gives them like half their burst back, so be careful. Disc of Death is a projectile utility super that very kindly sends the opponent a postcard requesting permission to launch before use. so it's not going to be stealing you many rounds, especially with its damage. I'd recommend using it in combos for some damage that's comparable to the rest of the cast's basic Gatling. Do it raw, you will be disappointed. Overall, Millia is a fun character that provides enough mix to justify her cake and then some, but suffers a lot from the fast hitboxes and weird hurtboxes in Strive. Luckily, getting good at the game can let you get used to those and play around them, but starting out it's going to be a little painful. Grabs, the wall that keeps fucking breaking and resetting neutral, and a lot of other things can be against her. But when you get the rounds where you get inside your opponent's head, it's one of the best feelings in Strive, especially since most of her mix can be countered by someone who's aware of the mind games she's playing. Although, her low damage can make finishing slightly difficult. Here's an example of a good round with Millia.
That is bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new one. How dare you? Soon you will know. We already know the smell of the game.
Here's a bad. This got you interested in Millia and you want to pick her up and learn more, I recommend Lord Knight. He's one of the few players to have more time in game than connecting to the server. He really knows his stuff. And he came third in Evo. That's more or less Millia. Good night.
I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man.